Philadelphia. Philadelphia lost serviceable Brendan Aronson. He's got a goal and assist in 200 minutes in Austria. 4 goals, 5 assists in 2,200 minutes. But he had some really good vision and creativity. He was pretty serviceable. I hate you.
I kick you. I want to kick you for that.
Stop. They also lost Mark McKenzie, who didn't really have a ton of defensive contributions in terms of how he was in the league, but he never really made any mistakes either, right? You never came up and oh, look at what Mark McKenzie did. Ha 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 ha. So made WhoScored.com's MLS Best 11 for the season, and is on his way to Belgium to grow in potential there. Andrew Wooten's gone. He had a few sub appearances. He played 16 games, but 500 minutes, goal and 2 assists. Tomas Romero, I don't know much about him. He didn't play much. Joe Bendik's gone. Aurelian Cullen's gone. Warren Creval is gone. And Mishi Ingalia is gone. And they signed 5 homegrown players. Nathan Harriel, Jack McGlynn, Paxton Aronson, Brendan's brother, Brandon Craig, and Quinn Sullivan. Connor asked a pretty good question here. Have Philly and Dallas proved, and I'm going to throw Red Bull in there too because you disrespectful person. How dare you? Tyler Adams, face of USMNT. This guy, unreal. Have they proved that MLS is a league that needs to be scouted from bigger clubs in Europe? I'm going to say yes. You're seeing players go to biggest names all over the world. Bayern, Roma, Genk, Salzburg, and Leipzig. The only reason that they aren't going to teams directly like Juve, Chelsea, Barca is because there are visa restrictions in those countries where you need to have X amount of international games, and coming straight out of the academies, they're not going to have that. So they send them to the Belgian league, the German 2 league. Those areas will be a lot better for them in terms of development as well. So I'm saying yes, they need to be looking at them, and if it's a buy and loan type of thing, Zach Steffen, for example. So it's got to be. But I say absolutely. Absolutely, people should be looking here for talent so that we can, like I said, we're taking American talent, growing them through the league, sending them abroad, bringing them back, and then winning World Cup in 2026. It's great. I think I just saw Adam have a mini heart attack over there.
There was just a lot to process.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I would say not yet, personally, because while the potential for the players that are being signed is super high, I think we still need to wait and see that they actually live to this potential, because I think that if teams are constantly signing guys from this league who have all this potential and then they come in and they just flop and do nothing, I can't see why they would keep coming back to this league, because if it's continuously proved that they can't, bring in guys that are actually going to do stuff outside of MLS, there's no need to scout here anymore. So
that's fair.
I think that the potential for this to be true is there, and it's certainly close. I know the more Alphonso Davies that we produce from this league, the closer and closer we'll get to saying that this should be like a league scouted by every team.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's the reason Brian White's still here. That's the reason Tom Bartlett. I need reactions out of Adam, man. It's weird. I missed it, man. We haven't done it in 2 months. I need it. No, I completely agree, man. I think we need to have somebody prove it over there. Brian Reynolds is going to do fine. Reggie Cannon's doing fine already. Yeah, I completely agree with you, but I think more people need to start. Adam, your thoughts?
I agree with Connor's point, but I take Red Bull with a grain of salt, not because they don't have the talent, but it's like we said before, it's basically like me doing a deal with myself.
Yep. No, like I said, I'm going to put that in kind of comically. We have sent them to other teams, but yes, I agree. It's definitely more the Phillies and the FC Dallases. But to be fair, FC Dallas also has links with Bayern.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah. It's like Montreal sending Lee Binks to Bologna is the same thing.
Do they have a link with Bologna?
Yeah, that's where they got Taider from. That's where they got
no, weird.
Who was before Taider?
Jamali or something?
Jamali, yeah.
Granted,
it didn't help them anywhere. They're still awful.
Yeah, I mean Reggie Cannon played like 3 games for Boa Vista and was linked with like Lisbon and Porto.
It's just funny to me how these guys can, like I said, Justin Shea hasn't played a single game,
Yeah,
and he's at Bayern too. You had Chris Richards and Weston McKennie moved without even going there, and then you had Reggie Cannon leave, and then Brian Reynolds came, played 12 games, and moved to Roma. Like, it's absurd. But absolutely, I think we need to be looking here. Grades. Adam, grade.
Like I want to say D. I'm super impressed. Like, it's tough because I want to be super impressed because obviously Brendan Aronson and Mark McKenzie moving and killing it in Europe. Like Brendan Aronson scored today and apparently played super well.
As always.
Yeah, like Mark McKenzie's been getting game time in Belgium, so like they're both doing super well, and that's fantastic, and I love to see it. But they haven't signed anyone. But like they also probably like Brandon Aaronson's little brother is probably just as good as he is, and
I would say these homegrowns are probably nobody's heard of them, but they're probably going to come in and play good minutes.
right. Like Paxton Aaronson's probably going to be at Salzburg in 2 years.
Yeah.
So like
I said, I wonder how many of them have that pre-transfer signing already.
Yeah. So like, what do I know? They could be totally fine.
Yeah, I'm going the same way. I gave him a C-. I think I would have liked to see them replace Aronson or McKenzie with an actual like signing, but end of the day, I'm not worried about them. I think Jim Curtin knows what he wants to do. He knows how to get the best out of his players. It's like having a Red Bull system, right? You don't need the big names, the big flashy stars. You just need players. So I think Curtin knows what he's doing. He's a smart dude. Not worried. C- just simply because they lost more than they gained.
Yeah, I'm giving this one a C just because I really like the sales that they made in terms of like a league perspective. I think it's great for the league just to show that not only can we take the South American players and build them up and sell them on, but there's talent just in our own development as well. And I mean, these 2 sales prove that, and hopefully they'll be successful and continue to prove that MLS can develop their own players as well. But in the end, they ended up not signing anybody and bringing in homegrowns, which obviously works for Philly. But because they didn't sign anybody at all, and they're kind of just, I mean, I'm sure they have more than just hope on these guys panning out, but just based off of only bringing in homegrowns, I'm just going to give it a C.
Sure. Like I said, I'm not worried about them. I think they'll still be fine in the East. Maybe not top, but who knows?
How much did Brendan Aronson go for?
8?
Okay.
I don't know why I thought I remembered 11.
I thought, I was thinking 11 too, but I couldn't remember.
Okay, no, that's fair. For whatever reason, I had a lower number in my head, and I was trying to figure out how
his market value is 11.
That's fair. I was
The
trying to figure out.
the transfer fee was 6.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
His market value is 11. His transfer fee was 6.
So yeah, so I was trying to figure out how he went for less money than Brian Reynolds did.
I'm just trying to figure out at what point is Jesse loaning him back to us so we can win MLS Cup. That's all I care about.
Never.
As soon as Jesse brings back Erling Haaland to New York.
Oh man, Jesse could have done so much over there.
Can you imagine Erling Haaland came to New York Red Bull and played up top with Brian White and just looked at him like, what the hell is happening?
I have to imagine that's what it's like when he's playing for Norway. He's like, who are you people? And then he scores 9 goals and is like, okay, I don't need you guys.
Red
Just give me the ball.
should do one like mini tournament where they just randomize the 4 different teams that they own and just see what happens. So you have like Tyler Adams playing balls to Brian White and Erling Haaland with
Upamecano in the back.
Yeah.
And then like David Jensen in goal with his hat.
Yeah, with like some random Red Bull, I don't know the Brazil team name, like defenders.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. I would love that. I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, I would love to watch that game.